Hey everyone, welcome back to the Miser's Guide. In this video, we are going to do an in-depth look at how to successfully complete the Mayan Revelations event while earning your maximum potential points to soar in the rankings. We will discuss how points are scored, how to choose what generals to bring to the event, and several successful strategies for both completing the event and attempting to earn the max score of 11,600. Before we get started, a quick word from the sponsor of this video. AppGallery provides competitive discounts on your Evony spending. In addition to the AppGallery campaigns that offer large discounts to Evony spending, you can also join the AppGallery Europe Discord to take part in weekly giveaways on Fridays. When clicking the link in the description, follow the Discord instructions to join the server. Choose your language and then select Evony in the game list to be added to the correct channels. In the Evony channels, you'll have direct support for any questions related to the discounts and active campaigns, and you'll also be able to participate in the giveaways. For example, the most recent one was a €30 giveaway for providing a screenshot of your favorite building. The current Evony promotion is a minigame where you collect gems through Evony spending. The more gems you collect, the greater the discount coupons that will be unlocked for future spending. From this promotion alone, you can unlock discounts of up to 20%. The secondary promotion is the VIP coupon program, where you'll be able to claim VIP coupons worth from €50 to €220 if you spend more than €500 per month. VIP coupons and the minigame coupons are stackable, so you can get some pretty big discounts when combined. Thank you, AppGallery, for sponsoring this video and providing discounts to Evony players. Let's start off by discussing how points are gained in the Mayan event. Points are gained in several different ways, and you'll want to do everything to maximize your points. All towers give points, including poison towers. Poison towers actually give more than any other. After destroying them, you'll still need to capture them. Removing all fog, including poison fog, will also earn your points. Killing all enemies, including the last boss, will earn points, as well as simply completing a stage. The last points are earned based on the percentage of surviving troops at the conclusion of the event. When selecting your generals for this event, you want to choose those that are fully cultivated and have the highest overall attributes. You're looking for the most developed generals through cultivation, ascension, and specialties. For most players, this will probably end up being your military generals, but if you have duty officers or even gatherers with higher attributes, you'll want those. They do not need to be equipped with gear, as it seems the system only takes into account the actual general's stats. March size increases through general skills are also active, so selecting generals that have this bonus can also be worthwhile. When selecting troops, you'll want to nearly max out the top tier of your desired troop type and have a single troop of the other three types. Layers are not effective in combat since these function more like bosses, but having a single troop of each troop type will allow you to select the mixed march buff if that comes up as an option. For example, if I'm going siege strategy, I'll have my 5 highest quality generals, each with 1 archer, 1 ground, 1 cavalry, and the rest as max tier siege. The single most important feature to be aware of is that the Mayan event can be reset, which will give you the option to restart or go back to the last checkpoint. In order to maximize your score, you'll want to reset as needed to get your desired buffs. The High Priests are the ones that get you the important purple buffs, so reset as needed to get the ones you want before proceeding to the checkpoints. Stage checkpoints are at stage 1, 3, 8, 14, and 18. For example, if you don't get good buffs from the High Priest between stage 9 and 13, you can reset before completing the 14th stage, and it will take you back to your progress at stage 8. Let's talk strategies now. The most important thing to keep in mind is that you should commit to a path and reset to stay on that path. Don't try to buff all your troops. Specialize on a single troop and go hard. For example, if you go full mounted buffs, make sure that it is what you are picking up along the way. If you aren't getting desirable buff choices, reset and do it again. There are many different strategies to complete the Mayan event that will clear the event, but if your goal is a high score, you may want to do either full cavalry buffing or siege. Siege has the greatest potential for a high score, but it's definitely more time consuming as it will require a lot of resets to get the right buffs. If you're going cavalry, you'll want to decide on the gold strategy or a boosting strategy. If you go gold strategy, grab the golden color moneybags buff at the start of stage 1. Moneybags provides a boost to gold accumulation, which will synergize with some of the purple buffs you can get from High Priests. Follow that up with several Hand of the Famine and Ring of the Rhine buffs. Hand of Famine increases troop HP and defense based on Mayan gold owned, and similarly provides a boost to gold accumulation. Ring of the Rhine buff increases your buffs based on your quantity of Mayan gold. The more gold you get, the stronger your troops get, allowing you to one-shot enemies. Gold in Fog is another worthwhile buff as it allows you to get 1 gold each time you dispel fog. For the boosting strategy, you'll want to get the Logistics Supply buff to heal 3% of your troops every level, which helps with recovery. Getting multiple field hospitals will also help with your recovery. Keep your cavalry buffs as high as possible to be one-shotting everything you can. The recovery buffs should help you deal with getting troops back that are lost to Poison Fog and the Poison Tower. Cavalry is good, but I find that Siege is the most effective route to go if you have the time to work it to your advantage. The basic concept of going Siege is to stack a buff called Unstoppable Force, which gives Siege machines a chance to instantly execute the enemy. If you have multiple Unstoppable Force buffs, they stack and can pretty much guarantee an instant kill on normal enemies with a low chance on the big bosses. Since you can reset the event and go back to a checkpoint, you can just keep resetting until you achieve your high score. For the Siege strategy, you'll start level 1 with Logistics Supply to help keep your Siege machine count high. You'll want Field Hospitals as well to maximize your score. Grab every Unstoppable Force buff you can get, restarting the game as necessary. The more you have, the less resetting you'll need to do. You'll also want to be looking out for buffs that will increase your Siege machine effectiveness, such as Triple Lines and Mixed March. Lucky upgrading can also be worth picking up as it will give you extra rolls in the future, which can help you get what you're looking for without needing to reset as often. Alternatively, you can follow the money bag strategy with Siege and supplementing it with Unstoppable Force buffs. When you get to the final boss, you've got a couple options that can net you maximum points. Remember that the points you earn on the final boss will depend on how many troops are left over following the battle, so your goal is to maximize that. If you went Siege, you can be patient and keep resetting until your Unstoppable Force procs. Depending on how many Unstoppable Force buffs you have, this can take a very long time. When it does proc, you can finish him off with a one-shot to get no wounded. The other option that works for any strategy is to whittle the boss down to low health, keeping your troops topped off. The boss does not heal to full after battles, so you can intentionally lose the battle to drop his health down further and further. You might want to intentionally lose 2, 3, or maybe even 4 times if you have the healing runes left over to drop him to a very low percentage before the final push. Doing it this way guarantees that the final attack will wipe out the boss without any troop loss, earning you the full potential points. That's it for this video. If it was helpful to you, please consider sharing the video as well as liking and subscribing. Feel free to also share your own thoughts, questions, and strategies in the comments section to help others that may need a bit more insight into this event. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting the channel. If you liked what you saw, please consider hitting the like button and checking out other videos on the Miser's Guide to Evony. I'll see you in the next video.